Hey everyone, in this video I am going to be talking about the importance of preparation. Getting ready for my bucket list trip has taken a lot of forethought and planning, and so I thought I'd share my list of top 10 essentials to bring along on an extended trip like this. Now, I know that many of you will have tips of your own that might differ from mine, and if that's the case, leave it in the comments so that the community of subscribers and viewers can share all of our ideas. Also, I want to say that the list of essentials is a lot longer than 10. We all know that, but how many times can you hear me say you gotta wear gloves when dumping your tanks, right? So with that said, let's get to Greg's top 10 essentials list, and then it's time to hit the road. I always bring a backup heater with me. This is my little ceramic heater, and it heats up the cabin really fast. Not too loud, right? So this is essential, I believe, on any camping trip, especially when you know you're going to have hookups to electricity, is to bring an extra heater. This will save your propane. Now, I bring 2 extra heaters because I like the ambiance and quiet of this heater. This was the shoe area. There was like some elastic fishnet covering this. I took that off and this heater fits in there perfectly. You see, it's really quiet. Nice glow at night. Now this does not heat up quickly. It might take, a couple hours to get the cabin up to temperature. So I use this one up here for that. And then at night, this one maintains the heat perfectly. It's really comfortable, soft glow, quiet. So I have both of these along with me on every trip. Essential to any really successful trip is knowing a little bit about where you're going. So I'd like to thank my sister Mina, who gave me this guide to the national parks. And what I like about this book is that it has the hiking trails laid out by difficulty and length. And so this will be really handy along the trip. It also has great ideas about what time of year to go, where to stay, and features of the parks. And so very, very handy. My friends Al and Wayne gave me this as a Bon Voyage gift, the complete national parks of the United States. But this not only has the national parks in it, it also has the national monuments and historic sites. There are many along my trip. And so I am looking forward to seeing more federal lands than I had planned. So this is going to be great. Thanks, guys. I got myself the National Park Road Atlas. Essential on any trip, because you guys know this. When you're out on the road, you don't have signal everywhere. And it's essential when you're kind of planning your next day to know kind of where you are. And if you don't have signal, it's hard to know which direction to go or what your options are. So this atlas is very important. I recommend everybody take one with them. It has not only, of course, the maps, but it also has guides to the national parks in this as well. So between these 3 resources, I believe I am set. Even though I have roadside assistance included in my auto insurance, I decided to also invest in AAA because they have a reputation for timeliness and responsiveness and quality. And I'm demonstrating the app here. As you can see in the app, it shows you when you're traveling, like nearby gas discounts. It also gives you discounts on different businesses that you might be interested nearby. So becoming a AAA member will probably pay for itself. If you need roadside assistance, just click in the app on getting roadside assistance, and then a list of common hazards comes up, so you can select what you need and then call for assistance directly from your app. One of the best investments for safety that I heard you can make on a long trip like this is a tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS. I'm installing that now, and the benefit of a TPMS is that it sends data to a receiver up on my dash in my tow vehicle to tell me the pressure and the temperature of the tire. It also will alert you if any of my 6 tires is outside the pressure and temperature range that I set. And so it could help to prevent an accident or a disaster. So of course I invested in it. Well, the TPMS system definitely works. As soon as I had the sensors hooked up to the R-Pod tire, I immediately got an alert. Okay, another couple of important things to take with you. One is, this is a tire inflator. So it works on AC or battery power. It's got a cigarette lighter adapter. And this has come in handy many times when I've picked up a nail or a screw and I just need to get my tire inflated to the proper level before I go over to the repair shop to get it fixed. Lifesaver. So make sure you have one of these. The other thing, in case you've got to change a tire, you can't like inflate it and get it to the next repair shop, you've got to have the right tool for the job, right? Make sure you have one of these packed so that you can get the tire off that's got the correct fitting, okay? Important. This is one of the essentials that I think is important for a trip of this length, and it's just a simple plastic filing cabinet to keep your important documents. For example, I am going to be on the road while taxes are due, so I've got a file here so I can do my taxes while I'm on the road. I've got backups printed up of all my reservations, in case you just can't get signal out there and bring up your reservation. Some stationery, some stamps. I've got gift cards from all of my co-workers at my retirement party for Shell. So this is, oh God, thanks you guys. This is going to be great. Also in here, for example, is my proof of COVID vaccination. So I highly recommend just getting a simple box where you can keep all of these important documents in one place, you know right where to get them. All right, this morning, breakfast. It's 29 degrees outside. I went to do my dishes and a little bit of water, and then the water slowly just kind of goes away. Now, I'm hooked up to city water. My suspicion when I go outside is that the hose to the city connection is frozen, got some ice in it, and that's why I'm not getting any water. I can already hear inside this line. Oh, the audio is picking up, but I can tell there's ice in there. All right. Let's see what happens when I turn this on. Yeah. Nothing is coming out. All right. That's why I don't have any water. Okay, so fortunately before I left, I actually filled my fresh tank with water. So you can see that. Got 2/3 tank. So if I turn on the water pump, I should get some cold water. What do you know? All right, lesson learned here. Lesson learned here is don't think that there's going to be water just because the campground says there's water. It could be too cold, or who knows, something could happen. Always bring some extra water. My freshwater tank on my R-Pod is running a little bit low on water, so I'm going to refill with this 6-gallon jug. The jug costs maybe about 20 bucks. This campground doesn't have hookups, but it does have water spigots, so I will be able to refill this and have spare water with me. So this has come in handy many times. As well, it's given me a good arm workout. I'm traveling in the off season, and that typically means you can find a place to stay pretty much all the time. But this is my bucket list trip to the national parks, and based on my experience, you better have reservations or you're not going to get in. Case in point, during my upcoming visit to Carlsbad Caverns, I wanted a ticket to the King's Palace tour. There are only 12 tickets available for reservations per tour and only 2 tours per day. I was ready at the computer for the date and time the reservation window opened. I clicked like a madman, right on time, and still was not able to get the ticket. Fortunately, I'll be staying at Carlsbad Caverns for 3 days, and I got a ticket on my third attempt on day 3. My advice, if you're visiting national parks, is to make sure you had advanced camping and tours reservations. Pay attention to the dates the reservation windows open and mark them on your calendar. Now, my trip is still not overly scheduled. I have 0 reservations for the travel dates between parks, so there's still plenty of room for spontaneity. I haven't had signal all day and I'm down to fumes. So I always carry a 5-gallon spare gas. I think it's about 10 miles to the freeway. I just don't want to risk running out. Always carry extra gas. Okay, yeah, so it was 10 miles to the freeway, but then another 53 miles to gas. So let's continue the story. I made it with 8 miles to spare. I was not carrying extra gas. I would have had to call AAA. Except, how would I have been able to call AAA from a place where there was no signal? So I would have been stuck. So lesson learned, carry extra gas, even a couple of gallons. So like 2 gallons for me, towing at 12 miles per gallon is 24 miles. That could mean the difference between continuing on your journey or having to call AAA, or if you can. So that's all to say, another lesson learned, the more spontaneous you want to be, the more you should be prepared. So if you want to be more spontaneous and not have a plan, kind of not have a route, and go wherever the wind blows, have some extra gas with you, have some extra water with you, have stuff to be able to change a spare tire. You know, there may not be signal out there, and you want to be able to help yourself first for most situations if you can. One of the things that I deem most essential in life is this furry person right here. This is Athena. And she is such a great dog, but she is not coming on this trip. And the reason why is because national parks really only allow dogs in certain places. Most oftentimes it's in the campground, at your campsite, under a tight leash. And there's a reason for that, I think. They're trying to maintain an ecological balance and access for all to the parks, and not everybody is responsible when it comes to dogs. So they need to do that, and I understand why. And that means that Athena needs to stay home. There's going to be a lot of times when I'm out hiking or mountain biking or crawling through a cave, or getting to Isle Royale and taking a seaplane. So that's just a lot of time when I want to be out exploring and seeing things, and having a dog would restrict my activity. So she's going to stay home with my son, who's renting the house while I'm gone, so the dog care and the house is all taken care of. This really is my window. Okay, here we go.